Of course you are. Can we then give a huge ba-ba-ba, cheer, whoop and round of applause to Anna Castleton.
Hello, everyone. Hello. When Tim set me up earlier this evening, and his lovely assistant over there, whose name I don't know. What? Mark. He said to me, "Are you nervous?" And I said no. He looked a bit surprised, but I was in denial. And now I'm shaking like a leaf, and my heart is thumping. And I have to stay very close to this, otherwise Tim will go like this from somewhere over there. Anyway, this is a deep subject tonight, but Tim has briefed me, and he said, "You're not here to be informed, you're here to be entertained." So I hope I can skip lightly through this and entertain you and entertain myself at the same time. Slide 1, it says. We've got slide 1. Does anybody know who this reptilian creature is? Are there prizes for a right answer, Tim?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. What? Yes, this man. Chocolate for this man. Somerset Maugham. William, I've just discovered. I didn't know. Somerset Maugham was a novelist, a short story writer, a playwright, a dramatist. He worked for the intelligence services through both World Wars. He was a homosexual, but pretended that he was heterosexual. And I'm wondering what he might have pretended to be if he was around now. The reason that he's up there is because he was ahead of his time. And, I've just opened the page at the wrong place. Hold on. He was ahead of his time, and I'm just going to read out what he said. And I quote, "There are times," said Somerset Maugham, "when I look over the various parts of my personality with perplexity. I recognize that I'm made up of several persons, and that the person who at the moment has the upper hand will inevitably give place to another." Slide 2. Which mask are you wearing today? I rather like the little guy in the with the green face and the crown. I think he's probably a small king who's not feeling very well. Sometimes in the morning I get up and I fail to get dressed, and I slob around all day until lunchtime anyway, and looking at the state of my house but not doing anything about it. And then after lunch my phone might ping, and it could be a WhatsApp from a friend who says, "Shall we meet at Frankie's for tea on the beach at 3 o'clock? And I'm suddenly transformed. I fly up the stairs, throw on something casual. The slob returns as I climb into the car. But by the time I arrive at the beach, I'm the intelligent, witty friend. And this happens to many of us. We can change in a moment." Slide 3. Sir Simon Rattle of the Hair. My son put the slides together for me, and he said, "I see you've gone into multimedia." I didn't know what that meant, but I think it means there's some sound and music. Yes, well, that's what I was wondering. Where is play? Tim, where's play? Oh, we're listening to a short... Here we go. That was a worry. I thought it might not be stopping soon. Thank you, Tim. Please stay with me. Right. Did you enjoy that? I hope so. Good. Oh, sorry. Did you enjoy that? Good. Did anybody spot any women? Yes? Harpist. There was a woman beside those two enormous gold harps. I spotted one on the round trumpet, which you put your hand in the spout. You can tell I don't know much about music, but I'm wondering if an orchestra now would have a better ratio of men and women. I hope so. Just looking at my crib notes. In 1993, which is the year of this performance, I graduated from the Psychosynthesis and Education Trust in London as a psychotherapist and counsellor. And one of the models for that kind of therapy is subpersonalities, which is my subject for tonight. So I'm going to ask you to imagine, oh no, he's come on too soon, Tim. But never mind. I'm going to ask you to imagine that Sir Simon didn't turn up to that last performance. He got the date wrong, got stuck on the tube. Unlikely, I know, but imagine it. What might happen to the orchestra? Well, actually, I've missed a bit. The orchestra and conductor is an analogy for subpersonalities in psychosynthesis. So imagine he didn't turn up. The players have got to go on. The audience has paid for their tickets. They're all looking expectantly. Maybe the oldest player will stand up and make some kind of gesture, and they all start on time. But soon one of the horns comes in too early. All the other horns scowl at him. What have we got? Kettle drum's getting nervous. Are they going to be quiet enough when he needs to bang his drum? The violins all scraping away, coming to a climax. The woman on the harp, very, very anxious. Sir Simon usually points to her, but he's not there. And the cymbals, they might clash at the moment when the clarinetist is starting his very quiet solo. So without the conductor, people don't know what they're doing. They don't know when to start and finish. Tempers are getting frayed. The fights might break out. There might be a cacophony. Dear, please, says Simon, come back and restore order and harmony. So here is Sir Simon. I must stop saying I think. Yes, please come back and restore harmony. Right. In my early days of training, I was aware that I had a host of people inside me. I had some knowledge, but no awareness. And this is a description of subpersonalities. There are many descriptions, but I like this one by Faith Harkey. They are the denizens of our inner world and the actors in our dreams, and their presence has been noted by psychologists, philosophers, and artists across multiple cultures and eras. I'm sure I've lost my way here, but stay with me. Okay, slide 4. Sir Simon. Who does he represent? He represents the self with a capital S. But who and what is the self? Slide 6. No, this is not the self. This is Roberto Assagioli, who was the founder of psychosynthesis. And as a rule, we live life more or less as it comes, yet the business of living is in reality an art and should be the greatest of all the arts. That's slide 6. Yes, so Assagioli was a contemporary of Freud and Jung, and I particularly like Assagioli because he had a really good sense of humor. And he wrote an article called The Effects of Laughter on Pedagogical Applications in the Journal of Applied Psychology in 1906. And he said that Freud addressed the basement and the ground floor, but he addressed the upper floors as well, which means that psychosynthesis had a transpersonal and spiritual aspect to it. Therefore, it had a self, or it addressed the self. But how to explain that? I looked at an interview with Assagioli where he defines the self, and it ran to 11 A4 pages. So I let go of that. And the Buddhists, of course, say there is no self. But I found a quote from Assagioli which resonates with me. And that is on the next slide, I hope. Yes. Hang on. No? No, it's this one, I think. Does that seem better or not? Or shall I go back? Have it? Go back. Thank you. Right. But I thought I'd just read that one out. One voice, please. Back or forward? Forward. Forward. Right. Yes. So this is the quote that I like, that resonates with me. When we have found our inner observing center, the self, as a loving observer and director of our life, we are on the path to becoming masters of our own lives, with the ability to create a harmonious synthesis out of all our inner conflicts. Okay, next slide. Subpersonalities. Some of us are shy, others are the life and soul of the party. Are you an entertainer, a bookworm, an activist, a dreamy dancer, an angry toddler, or all of these? What makes up your unique personality? The angry toddler. Many years ago, I received a postcard of this statue from my husband, who was on business in Oslo. And on the back it said, "Dearest, it's you." I know the gender's not quite right, but hey, who cares these days? The office party. Oh, we've all been to the office party. An opportunity to get close to the person you fancied all year. Or, less good, the person who's fancied you all year has an opportunity to get close. Unfortunately, when we suppress the less pleasant sides of our personalities, they tend to rise up and seep through, particularly when we're angry or drunk or otherwise uninhibited, or disinhibited, I think is the word. Right, this is the last one, and I'm just a minute over time so far. One of the no process, transform. One of the easiest ways to facilitate our growth is to get to know our subpersonalities. As we understand them better, we can regulate and direct their expression according to our own needs and goals, making them our helpers and our allies, and bringing them increasingly close to each other towards greater harmony and integration. So that's the end of my talk. If you, hang on, just a moment. If you want to know more about your subpersonalities or how to work with them, you could come and see me. Except I just remembered you can't because I've retired. But if you do want more information, I've got a resources sheet which you can photograph later. So thank you very much.